Welcome to English 9, reacting to lay value judgment on critical issues that demand sound analysis and call for prompt actions. Part 1, Quarter 4, Week 5. I'm Mr. Nelson Sambalad and I'm your teacher for this course. So, what we have there is an editorial cartoon showing the issue dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. And we do know that COVID-19 is a social issue for everybody is affected by it, but there are certain fields that are really affected by COVID-19, and one of those is the business sector. That's why, as you can see there, you have the COVID-19 virus as a hot air balloon taking away the business place of that certain businessman, and definitely that businessman is also concerning with personal issues which may lead him to do good things or bad things. It's up to him. So let's find out how are those issues that I mentioned related to our lesson for this week. For the most essential learning competency, we do have the title itself, React to lay value, judgment on critical issues that demand sound analysis and call for prompt actions. And for the enabling competency, we do have the get the different sides of social, moral, and economic issues affecting the nation. So let's have now the lesson itself. People tend to look for solutions by focusing on the issues at hand. When problems approach, one must adjust the mind to view things from a broader perspective. The strength in changing mentality should never be overlooked as it can be a very useful tool in understanding the issue or situation. Let us define the following key terms. Before we define the following key terms, of course, let's talk about that introduction wherein you are being reminded to always have there a mind that can change for the better, a mind that can think for better things than focusing on the negative ones. Because what is being said there is that the mind should keep on adjusting whenever viewing things to a broader perspective. So the mindset should be like that, wherein you should not focus on the negative things, but instead deal with positive things, view it on the positive side. Okay, remember we had already lesson dealing with the VUCA world, the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. So, what is the thing that you can recall about it is to always make oneself ready, adjusting on possible situations that might be encountered. And of course, as we adjust ourselves, then of course it should be the mind that must be programmed so that the more you can see possible things to be done regardless the situation is. Okay, so the strength in changing mentality should never be overlooked as it can be a very useful tool in understanding the issue or situation. Now let's define the following terms. The first term is the word issue. So what is an issue? Issue is a subject that people discuss or argue about. And how are you going to make yourselves aware of issues? Of course, by watching news program, television news program, or radio news program, talking to your parents, to your siblings, or to your friends, or to the people in the society will make you aware of certain issues that are timely. Okay, and it's always good that you are aware of issues so that you know how to react. You know how to conduct yourselves also. Okay? So the first term is issue is a subject that people discuss or argue about. The second term is social issue. So what is social issue? It's a group of common problems in present day society that many people strive to solve. So whenever we say social issue, it's an issue that affects everybody, and everybody is one hand on thinking for solutions on how is that issue going to be resolved. A good example of it, of course, is the corona virus 2019 that we are facing, where everybody is affected by it and everybody is thinking of ways on how to stop the COVID-19 virus. Okay, so other examples, of course, we have overpopulation, gender inequality, poverty, and homelessness. And of course, another social issue that the world is facing is the racism, dealing with the white supremacy, just like what you can see on the editorial cartoon that we have on the slide. So that white supremacy is under social issue, and of course, you know very well that it affects it affects the Asian people as it is related to the so-called Asian hate. So that is an example of a social issue. So let's go on. Next, we have the moral issue. Moral issue concerns the internal, your own values, beliefs, feelings, and learnings that are open subjective and concern yourself to discover your own morality. It has the potential to help or harm others. So as we talk about moral issue, the thing there is what? The involvement of your conscience, which reminds you of asking yourself whether the thing that you will be doing is something good or something bad. So if your conscience, your set of values, morals, and yourself is going to be touched by a certain issue, then that issue you are dealing with is the so-called moral issue. That's why concerns the internal, your own values. So what are examples of moral issues? We have corruption, manipulation, prostitution, extramarital and premarital relationship, and physical and mental abuses. And in the editorial cartoon that we have there is the issue dealing with euthanasia or mercy killing. So why did I choose it under moral issue? Because you will be asking yourself, are you in favor or not of mercy killing? And if you will be activating your beliefs, your principles in life, or your value pertaining to giving importance to life, then of course that would be under moral issue because you know that dealing with the lives of people, it is only the creator who has the right to take it away. But you knew very well also that dealing with the euthanasia or mercy killing, then you will be allowing someone, or you will be agreeing to someone to take away the life of a certain person. So it concerns your personal beliefs, your values, your set of moral values. Okay? So that euthanasia or mercy killing would be under moral issue. Okay, let's go on. The last term that we are going to define is economic issue. So what is economic issue? Is that being faced by the world economy as well as regions and countries? Examples: prospect for growth, inflation, energy and the environment, inequality, labor issues, emerging markets, and the impact of new technologies. So when are you going to categorize an issue under economic issue? For as long as it has something to do with the growth or weakening of economy. So it has something to do with finances whenever we talk about economic issue. And of course, it can be the world economy down to your personal economic status. Okay? So again, the last issue is economic issue. And the editorial cartoon that we have there is a man who's trying to inflate a balloon, and the balloon has many patches on it. So it's a good what? It's a good representation of what political leaders, particularly presidents of different countries, uh, that are doing, dealing with what they are doing as they face economic blow, dealing with the existence of the COVID-19. So they are trying their very best to think of possible ways on how the economy can be sustained. Okay, so we have the following terms: issues, social issues, moral issues, and economic issues. So you have to be that good on identifying what type of issue is being presented to you or you are experiencing. So for you to be better on it, let's have the next learning task. Okay? Learning task 1. Read the following news headlines or journalistic article titles and identify the issues being depicted. On the backs, write S if social issue is being displayed, M for moral issue, and E for economic issue. So we are not just going to focus on the headlines themselves, but also the source of the article headlines, okay? So that you will be given hints or clues to what type of issue the following headlines belong. The same is true on focusing on keywords in the headlines themselves, for they will help you categorizing each headline. Okay, number one, resume in-person classes in areas with low COVID-19 cases, government urge. That is by Ben O. De Vera, May 29, 2021, from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. So what type of issue? 321, it's social issue. Number two, DILG orders barangays to prevent mass scattering by Dexter Cabalsa, May 29, 2021, from Philippine Daily Inquirer. So to what type of issue it belongs? Again, it is social issue. For everybody is affected by it. Many are going to be affected. Number three, dollar lifts temporary OFW deployment ban in Saudi Arabia by Christina Marie Ramos, May 29, 2021, from Philippine Daily Inquirer. The type of issue is, of course, economic issue because the temporary OFW deployment ban in Saudi Arabia definitely will affect or affected the economy. Okay? So let's have numbers 4 to 6 in the next slide. Number 4, PH jobless rate worse in emerging Asia by Ben Odibera, May 24, 2021, from Philippine Daily Inquirer. The type of issue is economic issue. Number 5, abortion affairs top moral no-nos for Filipinos according to survey by Miriam Grace A. Go, January 14, 2015. So from Rappler, the type of issue is moral issue. Okay, number 6. WTO, WHO, unequal distribution of vaccines, morally unconscionable. Unconscionable. So that is by Pia Lee Brago, April 19, 2021, from the Philippine Star. The type of issue is moral issue again. So it has something to do with corruption and unequal distribution of vaccines. Okay? So that is moral issue. Number 7, death penalty, danger in the Philippines, reinstating capital punishment, risk international condemnation, sanctions by Carlos H. Conde, August 5, 2020. Then that is from Human Rights Watch. So the type of issue is moral issue. Okay, let's have numbers 8 to 10 in the next slide. Number 8, Philippine economy to decline further in 2020 amid COVID-19 with recovery in 2021 by Asian Development Bank, September 15, 2020, from Asian Development Bank. The type of issue is economic issue. Number 9, increased pork importation urgently needed to temper rising meat inflation by National Economic and Development Authority, May 5, 2021, from NEDA again, National Economic and Development Authority. Number 9 is economic issue. Number 10, COVID-19 pandemic may have increased mental health issue within families by Katie Bond, Penn State, April 13, 2021, from Science Daily. The type of issue is moral issue. Okay, done with learning task 1. Let's have learning task 2. Learning task 2. Read and analyze the news article and determine its implications in the society. Copy the table and list down the social issue, moral issue, and economic issue that have rooted from the general issue discussed in the article. Let's read the article. Philippines detects 242 new cases of coronavirus variants of concern, according to PillStar.com, May 29, 2021, 3:50 p.m. Manila, Philippines. The Department of Health announced Saturday that health authorities have detected a total of 242 new cases of various coronavirus variants classified as variants of concern. Of these, 137 are new cases of the variant first identified in South Africa, while 104 are new cases of the variant first identified in the United Kingdom, and one is new case of the variant first identified in India. The DOH also announced the detection of four more cases of the variant first identified in the Philippines, which is still not considered a variant of concern. The DOH did not release further details on the new cases of coronavirus variants. A variant of concern is defined as one with increase in transmissibility, increase in virulence or change in clinical disease presentation, and decrease in effectiveness of public health measures or available diagnostic vaccines and therapeutics. The B.1.617 variant, first found in October 2020, carries several mutations including the L452R and E484K. The L452R mutation is associated with increased transmissibility and reduce antibody neutralization, which may help the virus get past antibodies. Meanwhile, the E484Q mutation, which is similar to E484K mutation, may also help the virus escape immune response. Both the B1.1.7 and B.1.351 variants carry the N501Y mutation, which is associated with increased transmissibility, while B.1.351 carries the E484K mutation, which may help the virus dodge some antibodies, saved Gregorio with reports from Gaya Katrina Cabico. Now let's proceed to the task under Learning Task 2. Dealing with the table, we have here column 1, social issue, column 2, moral issue, column 3, economic issue. So after reading the article itself, we only have the a line that can be written under social issue, and that is the Department of Health announced Saturday that the health authorities have detected a total of 242 new cases of various coronavirus variants classified as variants of concern. And as we read the entire text, there are no other issues or lines coming from the text or from the news that can be associated with moral issue and economic issue. So only the news itself talking about the different coronavirus variants of concern. Okay, so we have there the answer. Now let's have learning task 3. Learning task 3. Cut or print out an article that reflects an issue in the society, then paste it in a pad paper. Next, indicate whether a social issue, moral issue, or economic issue is being presented. Elaborate the problem presented in the article and suggest a possible solution to address it. So the news article, we chose Bicol Grapples with full hospitals, medical groups warn of India-like COVID-19 surge. So by CNN Philippines staff. So the type of issue is social issue. The problem is the widespread of COVID-19. The possible solution is to observe health protocols and impose ECQ, MECQ to stop Bicolanos from going out and spreading the virus. So that will be our answer for learning task 3. Learning task 4. Our country has many problems that must be given solution. At an early age, you must feel a sense of commitment to your community. It is important to take part in improving the quality of life. On this task, write a letter to the government regarding a problem that you want to be addressed and detail your requested solution. So the assessment rubric for the complaint letter would be containing the following descriptions. The tone, problem and requests are reasonable and clear. Organization, all sentences are well organized. Related ideas are grouped together and in logical order. Then, of course, the grammar and spelling or mechanics, there are no errors in grammar or spelling. So, as you write your letter of complaint, that's complaint, is it? Complaint, then you can choose there the problem dealing with the observance of wearing face mask and face shield in your community. So you might indicate there that you have observed people no longer wearing face masks as they roam around in the community, and even what? And even not being reprimanded, that they just keep on walking around in the community without wearing face mask. So the possible solution is to get the attention of the local unit of the barangay officials to do the rounds, and of course to remind the community of the importance on wearing face masks. Okay, so that is just a suggestion. So you check the Google Classroom dealing with this activity. Okay, let's have the next activity. We are now on the assimilation part of our lesson. So remember the different types of issues, and also take note that keeping oneself abreast of the different issues being faced in the society helps you. As a citizen responsible and playing a part in nation building, become critical and ponder on what contributions you can make in addressing relevant concerns at present. So again, whenever we talk about issues, subjects for discussion and argument, social issues relate to present day societal concerns that many people want to address. Moral issues related to one's own values, beliefs, feelings, and learnings concerning morality. And of course, economical issue related to world, regional, national, and even local economy. So I do hope that you would be remembering the following terms dealing with our lesson for this week. Assessment. Determine whether the statements reflect social issues, moral issue, or economic issue. Write your answer on the blanks. Number one, the government must make effort to listen to people experiencing poverty. The answer is social issue. Number two, bullying violates many of the human rights of a person. The answer is moral issue. Number three, abortion is the most widespread methods of fertility control. The answer is moral issue. Number four, the Philippine economy is in a recession due to lockdown. It's economic issue. Number five, the number of Filipinos living below the poverty line is a serious concern. It is social issue. Okay, done with the assessment. Dealing with the reflection part of our lesson. For learning task one, 2, 3, and assessment, I do believe that you are going to draw star. For learning task 4, it can be a check if you find it difficult, but as you find it easy, it can be a star. Okay? So personal assessment on learners' level of performance. So let's continue saying my favorite line of the lesson, which is thank you. Okay? So done with reflection. Thank you. Have a good day and God bless us all.